The new Magic Mask can only be found on the color page. My understanding is coming to Fusion later on, along with a couple other AI features like generative fill, where I think they call it scene extension. Just like previously, you go over to the little icon here and click on Magic Mask. By default, it's set to AI Magic Mask 2. But if you go over here and click the three-dot menu, you can go down and select Legacy Object Mask, which is basically the first version, and you had to distinguish between object and person, all the other stuff. All that is out the window with the new one. So I'm gonna hit the three-dot menu and go back to Magic Mask 2. Now the Magic Mask 2 kind of works like Runway MML. When you click on something, it'll create a dot, and then it will select what you want. So now to see my selection, I'm gonna go over here and turn on the mask overlay. As you can see, it just selected his face. So if you want his hair, I'm click on that and then select his hair. It kind of messed up on his face, but I'm gonna select the rest of him too. So I'm gonna click his arm here. But just clicking his arm, it selected everything. I'm gonna do something a little different here. I'm actually gonna select these background characters, which they're basically just clones of each other. As you can see there, since it's far in the background, it's a little hard to pick up on. Also, she's kind of blurred out too. So it's doing a pretty decent job, but I'm gonna track it and see how well it does. I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna click his legs to bring everything back into selection. And then I'm gonna track back and forward. So now if I hit play, you can see it locked on pretty well. And then I'm gonna go and cut off my overlay and I'm gonna shorten this up and I'm gonna right click and create a alpha point. Then I'm gonna take this blue input and connect it to this blue input. Now we get an accurate depiction of what we had selected. There's a little flickering and the edge is a little rough, but other than that, it did a really good job. And so you no longer have to draw on your subject, you just click on. And if I undo this alpha point and go back to my mask overlay, and similar to what I did in this video here, where I use the Magic Mask along with the bitmap and the paint node to actually paint in my selection for the Magic Mask, you can do the same now within the color page with the new Magic Mask too. And so here you have the new brush tools, and the effects of these brushes last for one frame. So if I go through here and I see a frame, which I don't really see one, but if I was to see a frame where a selection got lost, matter of fact, if I zoom in, I see an arm a little distorted right here. I can click on the plus brush. I can hold control, click my left mouse, and then move to the left or right to change the size of the brush. And right here is actually kind of look like it's blurred out. So I can paint that in for that one frame. And then this little notch here, if I want to, I can hold Alt and then paint that away. Now again, that paint effect is only good for one frame. So these are basically tools you use to kind of refine your selection. So my selection right now is on fastest. If I go click on better, then retrack it, I don't really see it getting much better than that, but we'll see what they come up with. And this is all in real time, so it tracks very fast, despite the somewhat complexity of the selection. Right there, you can see it's messed up on the shoulder. If I go a couple of frames, it's losing the shoulder again, kind of mixing up with her arm, but that's pretty good for it being so far in the background and being blurry as it is. And zooming in compared to the original selection, you see the edge is a lot better. If I go back in and connect the alpha point, if you connect your alpha point and nothing happens, that's because you need to turn the overlay off. So zooming in, you still see a little fringing on the edges and stuff like that, which you can still smooth out with the matte tools down here. So you can go like blur radius. You can turn that up and then go to the shrink radius and kind of shrink it in a little bit. Then do my clean blacks, do my clean whites. So now you see the edges a little bit better. It's still kind of kind of rough. Then looking on the edges here, if I turn up this black clip, you see it smooths out a little bit more. So you got like a little halo and kind of like ghosting on this side, but it's pretty good. Now, one thing that doesn't change if you go back to the edit page and get them moving around too much, especially if you copy your clip and stuff like that, you'll lose your mask. So go back into the color page. What I recommend to preserve the footage, especially if you're working with log footage and you want to color grade later, I will remove the alpha, also disconnect this input, and then connect the blue output to the green input. And that's going to create a matte. With the matte too, you can also get a good look at what's selected. So like going through here now, see this spot here is missing. I can use a paintbrush. I can just paint it in. I'm gonna hold control, make my paintbrush bigger. I can paint it in for that frame. And this is very similar to what I did in the previous mentioned video. Just go through and just fill in these little holes and then just add into my selection. And then get this little piece here on the shoulder. I'm gonna click on the negative brush, make the brush a little smaller, and then just paint that out. So now I'm gonna select my clip, move up to create a copy. I'm gonna move it to the side, and you see I still have my original mask. I'm gonna go back, click on this clip here, go back to the color page. I'm gonna right click, reset nodes. Then I'm gonna connect this input. And then I'm gonna reconnect the green input to the green input. That brings me back my original clip. With this here, I'm gonna right click and render in place. That way I don't have to worry about my mask getting thrown off. And of course, if you're on Windows, you can now do Apple ProRes Portrait tool creates your alpha background. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is and hit render and select mail place to render it to. So now I'll place my original clip back on top of that. I'm gonna click on the bottom clip, which is my alpha. I'm gonna open the inspector tab, go to composite mode. I'm gonna drop down to Luma. Then I select the original clip, go to composite mode. I'm gonna change it to foreground. So now the bottom clip is being used as a matte to mask out my subject. So now I'm gonna take this clip here, which has a lot of motion blur. If you play it back really slow, you see her throwing her hands around and her motion and stuff like that. Let's see how well it tracks. So I'm gonna click on the color page. I'm already in the magic mask. I'm gonna click on her. I'm gonna turn on the overlay. Already it's doing pretty good so far. It's selected her arms, basically select everything but a shirt. So I'm gonna click on here and select a shirt. Now it's got a hair, a shirt. Look like it's missing some hair here. So it's not a perfect selection. Like I say, it has motion blur to it. And motion blur usually throws off a track, which is why I'm trying to test it out with this clip anyway. So now I'm gonna track back and forward. Play it frame by frame. So we got a hair here. Got a little connection between her hand and the hair. Next frame is doing a pretty good job. Actually, I'm gonna change it to better and then retrack it. So despite the motion blur, you see it's still picking up very well on this clip. And if you use Magic Maze before, you know motion blur, it kind of like will throw off the Magic Maze and will pretty much lose track of it. I'm actually gonna compare the two as well. Right there, you see it missed her hair, which you can paint in if you want to for that frame. So go back to this frame here and grab the paintbrush. You can zoom all the way in and you can just paint that in for that particular frame. And then go to the next frame and see now it's all together there. And of course the Magic Mask is intended for color grading. So if I wanted to, I can go in here now and turn off the overlay and then I can turn up the brightness on her. And if I want to, I can shift the color. Or I can go here and invert the mask and now everything around her is a different color. Or I can make things more orange and she maintain her original color. I'm gonna reset the node, then I'm gonna go back into legacy Magic Mask. And as you see there, you lose the additional options as far as the paintbrush and stuff. Then I'm gonna select her, turn on my overlay. So I selected her, got a head and stuff. I'm gonna draw a line across here and on the arm. Then I'm gonna select better and I'm gonna track back and forward and see how well it holds. So now you're playing back, you already got one mess up here. You see it's not selecting the hair. Going back frame by frame. So once she moves her hands, pretty much like almost like a overlay transition. It picks her hair. It's picking up on most of her hands pretty well though. There you see kind of blurred in between both of them. He's losing the hair back there. Don't have her hair here again. Don't have her dead in the whole side of her head there. Picks it up there for that one frame. Got nothing here. Does not recognize her hair at all. Just looking at these two here, you can tell Magic Mask 2 is way better than the first one.